Why, hello there! So today I want to talk about the three traits that I think are the most valuable traits to have as someone looking to teach abroad. Of course, I can only talk about teaching English in Japan because that's my personal experience, but I'm assuming that these translate pretty well to wanting to teach English abroad anywhere. So I'm going to talk about my three top traits in people that I personally think are super, super important if you're looking for this kind of work. I also think that while inherently having these traits is, of course, much easier, I think all of these things are things you can work on and things that you can acquire with a little bit of dedication to them. So if you're looking to make yourself more likely to have a good time teaching abroad, I think that working on these things would be a really good idea. I know I definitely worked on them a lot, especially after moving to Japan, because when you're put in that situation, you're kind of forced to work on these things. So let's get started. Number one, and the absolute most important one, in my opinion, is flexibility. There are so many reasons why being a flexible person is going to help you if you want to teach English abroad. So, of course, I mean mentally and emotionally flexible, not physically flexible. I have arthritis, I'm not physically flexible. But emotional and mental flexibility are really invaluable here. So, I think almost every area of your life it's going to really help if you are a flexible and adaptable person. So even just starting with getting a job teaching English abroad. So the two main ways that people apply for work is either they move to the country that they want to work in on a tourist visa and apply for work that way and get a job within 3 months, or they apply for work from their home country and get placed somewhere and move on a visa from the company that they've been hired by. So both of these ways you can see that almost everything is up in the air and down to chance. So, for example, the levels that you'll be teaching, the age groups that you'll be teaching, how many classes you'll have in a day, and even the area that you'll be living and working in is kind of all just random, really. So it's super important to be flexible with your expectations of that kind of thing and just be prepared to enjoy whatever age group you get, whatever area of the country you'll be living in, whatever your situation is within reason. It's important to be ready to enjoy it and just adapt to it. Of course, you're moving to a new country, a new culture, probably a new language. Being flexible here is really important too, because your daily life will change a lot. Most likely your routine will change to almost beyond recognition. So it's important to be ready for that and to just embrace it as much as possible. And hopefully you'll really enjoy it, but there'll probably also be parts of the culture that you're not super in love with, but it's really important to be able to adapt to them when necessary. So flexibility all around is just so vital and so valuable if you're looking to teach English abroad. I think it is the most valuable trait that I can possibly think of, and if you can sort of try to move towards that, not having too many set expectations and just embracing what happens and going with the flow a little bit, I think you will have a lot better time than someone who has very rigid expectations of what they want to happen. So yeah, number one, flexibility. Number two is kind of a two-in-one, and that is having a positive attitude and not taking yourself too seriously. So despite putting it in, I do think that positive attitude is kind of a obvious one. It's pretty self-explanatory, so I'm just going to leave that to the side. I felt like I had to put it in because it is really important, but again, I think it's pretty generic, pretty self-explanatory. More specifically, I think not taking yourself too seriously is a very underrated quality. So you're moving to a new job in a new country with a new culture and a new language, and you're going to make mistakes. Like, you're going to have days where you wish the ground would just swallow you up and you would sink into the depths of hell because you're so embarrassed. And that's okay. Like, that happens to anyone who moves to a new place and away from their home culture and their home language and their home country. It's okay to feel embarrassed, and it's good to laugh at yourself, and it's good to be able to let those moments go and understand that it's not the end of the world. Like, yeah, it's embarrassing, and yeah, it makes you cringe a little bit to think back on it, but it's okay. Everyone has those moments, and I think not taking yourself too seriously and being able to laugh at yourself will allow you to move on from those moments instead of dwelling on them so much that they stop you from doing other things. So I think, especially for teachers, in classes, sometimes you'll get embarrassed. Like, sometimes a word that you say in English will mean something different in your new country's native language, and the kids will all laugh at you. Or sometimes the kids will say something really embarrassing to you. And again, if you dwell on those things and if you let them really get under your skin, you're going to end up not wanting to try things and not wanting to experience things, not wanting to try and speak the language in case you make mistakes. And all of that is really negative and can really impact your ability to experience this new country and culture properly. So I just think laugh at yourself, be like, oh my God, that was so stupid. I can't believe I did that. And then try your best to move on and try again. So yeah, don't take yourself too seriously. Learn to laugh at yourself and have fun. If you're laughing at yourself, then everyone else is laughing with you and not at you. Okay, last one, number 3. Of course, there are many, many more important traits and attributes that I think are great and wonderful, but I wanted to keep this video under an hour long, so I figured I'd stick to 3. So the last one is to be self-motivated or independent. So when you move away from your home country, chances are you're leaving behind a really big support network that was a great external motivator for you. And when you lose that, it's going to be really important to be able to be internally or intrinsically motivated from within yourself. I think especially when you're doing all of these things, when you're juggling so many things, you'll be running a household alone in a foreign country. You'll be starting a new job that could be really difficult for you at first. You'll be trying to make new friends. You'll be doing all of these things, potentially learning a language if you're trying to learn the native language. You'll be doing all of these things that are all really difficult. And it's really important to be able to support yourself through that, because the loss of that support network can be really devastating if you don't have any internal or intrinsic support set up for yourself. So just be prepared and be ready to help yourself and pull yourself up when you fall down and all of those good things. I think it can be really difficult first moving away, especially after the initial oh wow, I moved to a new country kind of wears off and you realize that maybe you don't have the support network that you used to have, especially early on. And I think it's really important to be aware and be ready to step up for yourself and motivate yourself and be proud of yourself and all of those things that you used to get from external sources. So yeah, last one is self-motivation and independence. Okay, so that is it for this video. I'm sure that some people value traits higher or lower than I value them, and if you think I've missed anything, or if there's anything that you would have on your list that I didn't have, or you think that one of mine isn't important, please talk about it in the comments below. I'd love to hear your thoughts, as always. Apart from that, I hope you have a great day, and I will talk to you later. Bye!